Morning, everyone. Excuse me. Of course you can, Turkey. Go for it. Did you want to ask a question? Yes. I'm muted if you want. Yeah, I think most of you got GBP CAD. Other guys might be already on board. We set a signal out where the guys weren't on board, got a better price, to be honest. 40 odd, 68, 40 odd. Where is it written down? Yeah, 68.44 was the one that was sent out. I think it was on Friday. Want to sell it down? Well, I'm already in it, but at a worse price than that, to be honest, because we had one out in the trading bit and I got it 85, 67, 85. So clearly, I think it's got further to go. It tried to break below 68 earlier on this morning, as you can see. Should we really wait till 4 o'clock to do this? But anyway, 4 o'clock, sorry, 9:30. Had a battery sheet, broke a little bit earlier on the last hour or so. Popped up, the sales are coming in. So I obviously still see the downside on it, yeah. I assumed you all guys were in it by now. Okay, well, Julia, yeah, you're looking forward to Monday. That means you enjoy what you're doing. Hate the weekends. God, Corinda's Monday coming. You say the signal sent out at 44. You should be on board now, anyway. A few more moments and we get started. But I'm answer the question, Doctor. The only reason why I said may wait a little bit later is it might be of interest to everybody, give them a chance to join. But yeah. Good morning. Morning. Okay, up. Get started. Yeah, if you're not on board, I'd be surprised. You should be on board already. If not, well, you can. I still see downside. We try to. It's just got to comfortably stay below 1.68, and then we might get some decent movement down to hopefully these sort of areas here. Where's the TP in that one? 66.30. Around about there, could well come down to there. Hopefully, we'll see. And then we'll do very nicely. Okay, but it's in the guys got it on the signal on Friday. We were in profit anyway. Very nicely down earlier on this morning, about an hour ago. Popped up, but sellers are coming in. Hope that's all clear. A couple of trade ideas coming up at the moment. Start with gold at these guys in. Still fundamental fear factors out there, which I think is a pullback on gold. Put out for 1970. If it's not to come right, it's popped down a little bit. So you're getting a bit of a better price. If you like the trade, if you don't, obviously you don't do it. But if you like the trade, you're getting a better price, don't forget. If you're saying, hang on, I'll see if I can get a better price still, you might do, you might miss it. It depends on your point of view. But I'm for the buy the pullbacks, and even though it's pulled back a little bit more than I expected, I still think if you haven't taken it, here's a chance to try on this one, and maybe you can make a slightly wider stop, maybe bring it down to 49, and you still get a risk reward taking that back to 2,000. Leave the target 2,000, and you're getting a better, obviously a better risk reward ratio. So if you like that one, okay. You should all have a trade. We'll discuss it further if you want, but I'm just going through what's been sent out. I put on for everybody out there. I think it's been sent to everybody, both trades, by the way. I was more concerned one, not both, but it can be sent to everybody. But I put on my group WhatsApp. This is another one. Want to buy right about this sort of area here. I'm not totally against somebody jumping the gun and going in now. It's only about 15 pips away, and it might not get down there. The 85 round figure might hold. But that's the trade to go in there. You might want to go, just in case you miss it, half or half at the round figure and the other half then, or go to hell with it, go in there and put your stop down there and the TP adds on the signal. So those are the two trades, both long and gone now. Okay. One more details, we discussed it just now. Okay, where else were we? We have the AUD USD as a sell. Out, I missed it, my fault. Just what I did, just can't too much talking in here, and I'm just to put it in. So I missed it, but still good trades, no other reason. 67.51. Well, clearly modified your stop, so you should be still in it. I hope you didn't suddenly grab your profit too quickly, like I've been saying. Rather modify your stop and let it run. Too many people are grabbing the profit far too quickly, so they've got to win far more than they lose to make any money. That's not the right way around. Clearly, there's no point having 1.5, 2 risk reward if you're grabbing it after 0.3 and then risking 1 because you're grabbing it too quick with panic. It's just emotional panic. So you should still be in that one, and you should have modified. But if you haven't modified, make sure your stop is modified to about 40 pips away. It's 100 pips in profit as we speak, slightly more in fact. So you've got plenty to work with. So if you give it to maybe 66.80, maybe even 66.90, your choice, you still got a nice 60, 70 pip profit in there. What a pleasure. Run with it. We might get some more. Okay. Hello, Vedna. Yeah, no problem. Welcome back. Okay, couple more. Euro dollar came out. That's still. I got stopped out in my profit actually on my TP. Stopped out. Sorry, hit my TP, and I'm out of that one. Did very nicely. Thanks very much. And euro dollar 1163. See if we get there. Yeah, it did. We got there on Friday and hit my TP. So much is there. But it is 10714. Where is it? 1.11. Oh yeah, that's right. Why did I get there? I must have put the TP in wrong. Anyway, I don't really care. It's a bit late now, but to hit my TP, I don't know if you did the same, guys. If you're in the euro dollar, you should be out there. If you're not, clearly modify your stop because you're in a healthy profit. We've got in at 1.0906. So that is 150 odd pips in profit. If you're in it still, obviously modify. Give it a 40 pip, maybe 1.08, something like that. The other one was the NZD USD. I'm still in that. NZD USD. I don't know if you guys are still in it. Again, I'm modifying the stop. I'm into profit on that one, going to 62.81. It's about 90 pips in profit, trying to break through for further. Forgot my TP as a modify anyway. I'm in profit. I'll fight around with that later on. But yeah, so those are quite good. So that's not too bad. I got out of my NASDAQ trade and Dow trade earlier on. I was worried about it. There's too many conflicting things going on with the bank worry and the inflation worry. They're completely opposing. They've got interest rates going to increase to do with inflation. As you increase interest rates, you now start worrying about banks falling because they can't get their money back to our interest rates. So one's got to trade off the other. And although there's a lot of pressure on the Fed to maybe reduce and certainly not increase, or maybe take back the 0.25% they already did, but the Fed don't want to be seeing they're under pressure to take it back. So I don't know what's going to happen with male egos out there, but I think the continued pressure, if any more banks come under, he might have to start bringing them down. If he does that, clearly there's going to be a positive on the NASDAQ. If he sticks to the guns and even says again, hints at May, he might put up a little bit more, that would be a negative for the NASDAQ. I can't call what's going to happen, so I got out of both indices, and not even to do with like the technical. I'm just talking about the fundamental worry out there. I got out of both of them. If you're still in and modify your stop and your profit, if you're not in, I'm inclined still a bit more downside, which seems to be happening. Pops up to 12.8, tries again, but it didn't get much traction below 12.7 without popping up. So you might maybe get a bit of downside, but be wary of it. Modify stop. Just be careful. I've been very much, as you know, pro selling the rally and done extremely well doing it. Why am I suddenly backing off from that? Is it recessional fear? It's no, the banking situation. Okay, I don't like the word crisis because it puts fear of God there, like bloodshed and all that stuff. But I'm saying more the banking situation. Okay, it's causing some worries, a couple with inflation, which is the opposite. Remember, they're opposing, you know what I mean? Okay. Okay, right, so that's all clear. Be careful of those. The gold got out of trade, 1970 or better. So if you like the trade, we'll go in now. It's better. I mean, don't wait to get to 1970. Why would you do that? It's 1965 or something ago. You get a better price. I like the trade. I'm sticking with it. That's why I haven't stopped the ups and downs, the noise, and you're getting a better price. It's gone back to 1970 now. The entry of the trade idea. You should have all got it, etc. So there you go. I wouldn't have had that was my idea. I wouldn't have had the company send it out if I didn't think it was a good idea. So to ask my opinion on it, it's going to be somewhat biased to the positive. Okay. If you I can't make that call, Brenda. That is one of the major problems. I don't if you've got limited amounts, because you've got to make that call yourself. I don't send out one bad, one good. You know, I send up I think is okay, and I can't say which is the better one. And I suddenly thought A is better than B, and then the A didn't do too well. The B did brilliantly. I don't know. I don't say, oh well, I'll send a good one out for those guys, but the other one, what the hell? I've got to send a couple out, so I will. No, you know. So that's your choice, whatever you feel comfortable with. If you feel like the gold, do it. If you feel like the other one, do it. One thing I have to say I do like about gold is the risk per micro is a smaller amount than the risk per micro on the NZD-CAD. So that might give a person with small accounts a better opportunity, just financially, the amounts involved. I mean, I might think the Nasdaq's a brilliant trade, but if it's like 200 Rand a micro and the oil one, for arguments, is 50 Rand a micro, it might be wise to go for the 50 Rand, not because it's better or worse than like that. It's just it's more affordable. You get the idea. Because if it's 200 Rand a micro, clearly you've got to have about 3-4 grand in your account to do it, because otherwise you're overexposed. You cannot do it on the grand. You could do it on 500 Rand on the gold one. So that's the choice you make, but it's not whether better or not, it's just for the maths involved. Okay. In other words, one's cheaper the risk, the other one basically. But unfortunately, I know sometimes limited amount you got, and I know that worldwide. But always remember, that's fine, that's understandable. But for goodness sake, understand as well the limitations you are having when you've got a small account. It's nothing to do with we want more money, we want more money like that. It's extremely limiting. You don't have the capital, you're undercapitalized basically. Like any business, the major problem, small business, is getting funding to expand. That's why they have to borrow money and do all sorts of funny things. That is the problem. Are you with me? And that's fair enough. But when people, I hate to say it's so naive, if they can compete with the big boys with a meal out, it's extreme naivety if you can't. Even you've got massive knowledge and great equipment, if you're undercapitalized, just by percentage wise, it's going to be uphill. So fair enough, it takes your time. I was listening on, I think it was on Friday, on 702, saying the S&P 500 over the last 10 years behaved a lot better than the JSE top 40. And if you had, they said something like as little as something like $50, I think it was, sitting there on in the S&P. 10 years later, you have 270. So that's 10 years to get from 50 to 270. You get the idea. And guys are now wanting to get $50 to 270 with a few months before they get perspective going. Okay. Right. Remember, as soon as you want something for nothing, guys, somebody trying to sell you something. That's how you sell it. You give them the pill that's going to give you something for nothing. Be very careful. You've got to put something in to make a fair trade. Okay. And if you're so terrified of losing money, this is not the business, because it's going to happen. High risk, high return. No risk, no return. Same principle. In fact, you never get married. It's always a risk. Okay, so that one, the NZD CAD. Just mentioned it just now. If you want to do it, it's up to you. We put it out as a buy around about 50 to 100-day moving average. You might want to wait till then, or you might want to go half now or the lot now, the other half there, or wait, put the lot in there. That's your choice. I can't make that call. Whether it gets there or not, nobody in the world knows. I don't know. You know, it might suddenly shoot back up. I have no idea. Nobody does. We take an overall view, and we think that around about these levels, there could be a bit of a bounce on an upward trend, as you can see. That's the view. That's why the stop loss, and that's why we have a stop loss far enough away to make up for the noise. And that's the sort of critical part one needs to learn, which are not that difficult, but if you're not being, you know, informed about them, like in the trading room, which most guys don't come to the trading room, and then they come a cropper, and they think it's the product's the problem. It's not the Lamborghini they're driving the problem, it's they don't know how to drive it properly. And you can't tell a person that, you're being, well, that's because you are really, but face that bit of reality, you know what I mean? Okay, so be careful of the indices. Shares are still giving us problems. I mean, all weekend. Now, I just want to explain that about the shares. Right. You see the massive spread on the share. Look at Netflix. Look at that spread there. 2C4396. That's obviously ridiculous. And some guys was maybe stopped out on it because of the spread. I mean, they were going short, and they put maybe the stop loss at the 284. Clearly, that would have knocked it out. So if you have, go through to the, I think it's on the website, go to the complaints area there, and then put up the complaints, and maybe they'll make a plan with you. Okay, because that's seriously not correct. That's it. Now that, how does that come? That's a worldwide thing. It's nothing to do with us. It's a worldwide counterfeit problem that's coming through, and of course, worldwide are picking it up. So it's not quick trade. It's not even just MT5. It's the original data, the DX data that's sent through from the data process of the actual where the prices are set. And we see different brokers, different areas of slightly different prices set by the market maker. They're very complicated, but the actual price feed's got to go from an overall bank. And that has been giving problems. So it's not do a quick trade, whatever. And a lot of guys like IG or bigger ones, even Schwab or whatever, having a similar incident. Clearly been working the whole weekend, so they say anyway, and I believe them, because the amounts of money involved, they're under extraordinary pressure. But just bear that in mind. There's no point shout screaming quick trade. You can, you like, turns you on, but it's completely out of our hands. And it's a worldwide thing. And remember, we're just a broker who uses this platform. It's not this platform, other platforms. And this is, our feed comes through actually America, then through Germany, through to us. And they're all on it. It's nothing to do with us. And they're just being, and we can't just keep phoning them up. We need, well, no, they need it. Leave us alone, get on to it. It's like, you know, a surgeon, keep backing your head in. How's my kid going? How's my kid going? Then they'll throw you out of the hospital, let the guy concentrate to do his job. You get the idea. Okay. Nothing else can do about that. Totally outside it. It's a worldwide problem outside our hands. Just want to make it absolutely clear to you guys on that. So, yeah. Okay. Brent, nothing to tell you on Brent. I don't know what you want to do. Well, another VIX, it's just a VIX. We don't have it as a tradable instrument. It's just the volatility index. We probably almost certainly won't get it for various reasons. Need more money and that sort of thing. Need more knowledge. But people trying to get hang of trying to work out the place of trade or work out the position size without going to step 3, 4 down the line of the more exotic derivatives that are out there. They're not backing. Most of them back and get the basics. You know what I mean? Don't start worrying about advanced driving tests when you're back to change gear. So let's get that sorted out first. But the VIX, you can get it on the investing.com, where it's value or not, I suppose. But know the parameters when to getting more volatile or not. But it is a trade. But I won't worry about it. Okay, just don't worry about it. Okay, simple as that one, do you? Okay, we're trying to learn how to drive the car. Complicated mechanics under the, we'll get to that down the line. The major thing that holds us back going forward, some of the things is quite, I'm going to be quite horribly honest with you, is extreme low caliber of competence, majority of our traders out there. I mean, they're battling to even get the most basics, and it's so we start getting more advantage. Not really work. The guys take trouble come here slightly different. Most of them don't, and yeah, so that's the overall. We even changed around the system of teaching stock market. I'm not doing me, by the way. The SMC guys are trying to get them to start making an effort to participate, to get an idea what the hell business. They want to make money, but they have no idea how to go about doing it. We want them to get more competent in this, skilled in this particular area if they want to, do it. It's like anything else. To me, it's utter, total, and complete common sense. Maybe I'm missing it somewhere. But when you have so many people in the flu, we can start trying to complicate it further. I like to use options for covered positions, make life a lot easier, especially for people with bigger money. But trying to get over the step one before we get there. But we shall see. Okay. Yeah, they do, but that's be careful with me. A lot of people say because they're ready somewhere, they want to sound knowledgeable. Send them to me and I'll question them further. You should find that they're not quite know as much as I thought they did. Okay, that's the way it is. BS baffles brains and all that. But Brent, leave it alone. Look at those. I mean, not just look at the chart. Look what's happening out there. Too many balls in the air. Fundamentally, trying to affect it. It comes down. It'll come down quite a bit more. Yeah, the producer might top it up. Goes up some more. They might sort of start opening up more. There's too many balls in the air for this one. It's in halfway house. If it's back down here again, I'd say maybe around the 70, maybe look for a long, depending on the situation out in the world out there. Right up here might be a little bit on the heavy side, might come off a bit, maybe short it. It's neither now nor summer here, as I say, in the north of England. Neither one thing nor the other. If you're in, you should be out by now. Stopped out in nice pocket. Thank you very much. Going in now, leave it alone. Okay, that's my opinion. Okay. Come back down to you. We get a lot of people, so I've been saying a couple of years, I know this, that, and the other. Overwhelmingly, I found they don't quite know quite as much as they think they
do. Hello, Mr. Rogers.
Hello, morning to you. Hi.
I noticed that on my position size calculator, where it says risk percentage and risk money, it's still 0.00 when I already put the numbers on stop loss and take profit.
Then I don't know. That's a tech problem. Okay. What I suggest you do is, if you want to do it now, you have to leave, obviously, us here, go straight to live chat, technical support, see if they can sort it. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know what that problem would be. And I'm going to take the room now anyway. I try and stop everything to figure it out. It's not fair on the others. So just try the live chat, see the technical guys sort you. Clinton's on there. Clinton's extremely good. If he's on the trading support, he might be able to. So to try trading support first. And if he's on, he'll probably help you because he's very jacked up in that area.
Okay, we'll do so.
But I've forgotten far more. He's forgotten far more than I know. Give you an idea.
Okay.
I'm okay on the trading, but don't forget, I'm okay on the trading area. But the tech side, I can operate this damn thing. If it breaks down, I have to go and find a technical guy to sort it. Kubus Duplessis. Hi, Kubus. Welcome. Let's see what you've got to say there. He's printed something on there. Not quite sure why. Yeah, what about it? Yeah, I know about it. I sent it out. What about it? He just printed the trade idea. I'm not quite sure he did that, but we know about it because it's there. And I sent it out. Well, what? Yeah, it's like it's the sun's in the sky. I can see that. Well, what about it? What are you trying to find out about it? But then ask about the trades. Like trades, clearly I know about the trade. Well, what do you want somebody to tell me? You want to go into more detail? Don't fit. You're not mutant chat. Okay, so you think about that, we'll move on. Oh, live signal, make sure to get buy. Yeah, it's a buy. Yeah, as it says, it says quite clearly there, doesn't it? It says buy. Well, buy. CAD for long, okay. The signal's black and white, basically. Gives you the risk everything. So there it is. Now, we wouldn't sell a buy if it was a sell, trust me. Right, US dollar CAD. Whoa. Yeah. Take your point. CAD's not the weak. Get a bit of the dollar's very iffy at the moment, to be honest, Marius and guys. Very iffy at the moment. A little bit wary. I'm actually looking, maybe we can sell a dollar pound. It's out of most of the other. I don't. What I'm trying to say is that if you're in dollar yen, dollar NZD, dollar AUD, dollar euro, etc., you don't want to get another one because you're too heavily invested in one specific currency. Going, you know what I'm saying? But if you're not, I take it. It's gone up there. Ugh, it's right at resistance now. Is it going to break up here? 100 points. We're going to put the stop. If you put it down here, you're not going to get a risk reward. You put it here, you will do. Dollar's a bit iffy at the moment. I'm going to be quite short. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'm not sure. I'm probably sort of leaning in favor of the long over the short, but I'm not confident enough to say, yeah, great idea. Thanks for bringing it up. We'll get that trade out there. The dollar to me, I'm more than the Canadians, the one I'm worried about. It's the dollar itself. It's a little bit iffy at the moment, or it has strengthened a bit, but it's just not getting going. And that's the fundamental fear out there. Are we going to get some retraction on interest rates for bank reasons, or will you go ahead? Those are balls in the air. We have to wait to see what happens on the Fed side. It's all about the Fed at the moment. But if you're shorter term, good chance it'll bounce. Yeah, up to you. That's my take. Anyone else have an opinion on that before we go to the next one? We'll come back to it because I don't see any reply. Okay, fine. Any disagree? We'll spend time on it. Don't want to waste time if that's it. Okay. Sorry, CHFJPY. It's still that news is now discounted. I get that, but it's still a worry when one enormous bank gobbles up another bank, as in UBS and Credit Suisse. That you know, it worries me. It's like a monopoly. It's almost like communism. The state owns everything. I mean, it seems to be half a dozen companies own everything. Same sort of principle. It's come off quite a bit. It is in the sell zone. It is every time it comes off trying to battle up again. Every time it goes up, it tries to come down again. This again, sorry, who asked for this? And Tom B? I just think there's too many ifs and buts on this one. You know what I'm saying? It's just if it's just came back and tested here and you know sort of a bit more comfortable Swiss franc, yeah. But the problem I have at the moment, these are two now, and past several years, the two most stable currencies. Had a few glitches in the Swiss setup. I think won't last forever. I think their overall setup is good. Just to say that it's kind of glitches in the short term. And Japan is attracting a lot of money in the short term as well. So at the moment, the Japanese yen is fairly strong. And if you're going to buy it, you buy it at the moment. Quite iffy as a Swiss franc against quite a strong one, and it is technically in the sell zone, and it held a 10-day, the short-term moving average, the maroon one. However, it did bounce back up and take this out. Is it going to get further downside? I'm not sure. I think that probably is more the likely at the moment than the upside. Then you got a 1,220 pip profit, and maybe put up here. You might squeeze it, yeah, might squeeze just up there for a short. Probably more likely the short, but again, if you're going to do that, wouldn't it be better to go in round about these levels here if you can get it? I know it's exact. Maybe 143 might have been your better area to sell. Let's look at the 4 hour. See, there are some sellers coming in, I'll give you that. But again, the last hour, between 8 till 9, it did bounce up suddenly. And now it's not exactly confirmed yet. Look at these wicks. And it's nearly 10 o'clock. So it's not like it's a 10-minute old candle. It's a 55-minute candle. It's not really got to the upside, but it's not really getting much from the end of the downside. Putting all that together, you see the way I'm thinking. I think probably sit outside on that. What I don't know what you talk about trade. What trade now? What markets open later? I don't know what you're referring to there, Bennett. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Karen. I just need, Red, I don't know what you're talking about, open later, what trades. I don't know what you're talking about there. So you'll have to just give me some more data and I'll certainly look at it and answer it. Was it dollar yen? No, the CHF there. Yeah, jump. Yeah, certainly. I've always said buy it around about a little bit better price. A little bit about the dollar more the rand. The rand's obviously fairly weak, but it's getting the stage of weak. Is it that weak? You know what I mean? It's not quite Zimbabwe as yet, if you get the point. Not offending Zimbabweans there, but facts are facts, whether I like it or not. If you jumped in, that's fine. I'm not sure I would. Costs involved, spread costs involved, the higher deposits, etc. If I would rather be getting around about these levels here, you might come right. I think just avoid the rand unless you got the Tom, the understanding, etc. of it. It isn't exotic, it's different. I know the American market's open later on, but that's nothing to do with the dollar rand or gold or anything like that. It's what they're doing. That's only for shares. Everything else is open around the clock except the weekends. And the trade we send out are not shares, are they? They're commodity and the forex. So clear they'll be open. If you're in a share, you can't modify, do anything. The market's closed. Can't open it, close it, modify, stop loss it, modify, stop loss, do anything till the market's open. It's like you can't go shopping and pick and pay until it's open. Simple as that. But that's only shares. The rest is open. It wasn't too badly, you know. Better. We've got unfortunately ones in trading have gone a little bit earlier, unfortunately, it turned out. But so be it. I'm still in it. Yeah, it pops up, the sellers are coming in. It popped up again quickly, sellers coming. Just got to break this 108, up 168 rather, to get some traction to the lower. Just stick with it. The guy who went on the trade idea said that was substitutely the next day, in fact, the trading room. And a nice profit. They got in at 68.44. They got in where the trade signal advised. They're being, you know, about 30 odd pips, 35 pips profit right now. So let it run. Let it run. Stick with it. How long it's going to take might take a while. Just let it run. Don't forget, keep when you need enough. That's another thing. We have a small amount of money. You've always got lack of free margin to take another trade, so you can't diversify. And you might get stuck in one trade that takes too long, and you're missing other ones. You don't have the money. Please understand this, guys. If you don't have much money in your account, if you can't risk it, you're too frightened. It's all you got. It's a different story. But if you haven't, you are extremely limited what you can do. And your chances of success are extremely limited because you're undercapitalized, obviously. So just remember that. Don't try and expect a bicycle to outperform a fast car. It won't. Seems to be coming down. Just bear that in mind. The Americans open at 3:30, but that's just only do with shares. You understand that. Okay. Hope you're all good on that one, Vedna. Okay, so it's trying to break through. It's having another bash. Maybe we'll get some. Stick down here. In fact, break these guys here about the 90 mark. We might get some decent traction down. These two about there. Maybe get a bit of noise there. Maybe start thinking of modifying, stopping, or whatever. It might go through. We'll see anyway. Okay. All right. Anything else to go through? You did explain about interest rates. Yes, the normal thing. Dollar indices, just do quickly copy and paste for you guys, Eddie. I'll make it a habit if you all got it. It'll take too long. If you haven't, there you are. Try and make a habit of it. And then the European, the economic calendar. Not much happening today, if anything, so don't worry too much as far as I can see. A couple of 2-star jobs, but not much happening today. So that makes at least a break from fundamentals. Don't forget, I think it's on Thursday, I think it's 3 o'clock, is the South African MPC interest rate decision. That likely will be plus, and likely will go up by half, but we'll see. That's coming on Thursday. It doesn't really affect the world markets much. It'll affect the rand clearly, and it'll affect you and your mortgage bonds and your car repayments or whatever debt you got, unfortunately, which everyone seems to be living under. There we are. Okay, put the name there again. Roger. Trading support. You know, it gets busy here, so use the WhatsApp rather than phone. 061 529 3431. Caveat to that, as always mentioned, please, you've got less than 500 rand or $50 on a demo account. Don't call me, I'll call you. Okay. If you've got above that, you can. If you've got above 2,500 or $150 account, again, I'll upload you the VIP group where you get daily economic updates, but far more important than that, you get more signals in theory when they're there. There are going to be times when nobody's going to get these signals. Might be a big economic fundamentals coming out or major holidays, or there might be just nothing there that's looking good enough to send out. Don't think, oh, I bought this. Like we had one guy put some money in his account, and as soon as the money reflects on his account, so where are the signals? Yeah, no. Again, please use a bit of common sense. They'll come out when they're right. And if you put in at 10 o'clock and the signal send at 9, you won't get the signal. You'll get the next one. But anyway, you can always WhatsApp me and say, are there any signals at the moment? I might have one for you at that moment, a better price. Who knows? But keep the WhatsApp on point. It does get busy, and and just keep it on point. Hi, this is George Sanders, 123456 account number. Do you have any trades at the moment, or can you upload me to the VIP? I've got 3,200 rand in my account, 20,000, whatever it is. Absolutely on it. You know what I mean? Don't spend too long talking about stuff erroneous to that specific area, because there's probably a live chat coming or a call coming in. So just need to be on point. Okay. Right. Okay. So GBP CAD trying to break through, as you can see. So it's starting to look good. Fortunately, the guys got 85 like myself. Still not quite in profit yet. Looked prettier than yesterday or something, Friday. But coming right for the guys. Okay. All right. We can't be doing any shares until the international feed is sorted out. So if you are in, probably have a situation close only. If you're knocked out by an astronomical spread, just go to the Quick Trade website, go down to the complaints area, be nice about it. You know, if you're rude about it, you'll be put at the bottom of the list to actually be sorted. Just be intelligent about it, understandable about it, etc. And they'll try and help you. Okay. And don't start saying all sorts of threats and get my business out without knowing the full facts of what you're talking about. Because most of the threats seem to come from people virtually squat money and squat knowledge and a lot of bluff, rather, rather sort of treat as you want to be treated. Okay. We're on this side, we'll do our best, and then maybe it gets sorted. Okay. You want to jump off it? You're in ZD. Oh, I can't say. Oh, yeah, get off it right now. That's all. Oh, absolutely. I don't know if you're going long or short or where you're going in or whatever. So I'm sorry, Ken, I need a bit more from that. I want to jump off the ear day. Okay, fine. That's up to you then. But I can't give an opinion on that. You know what I mean?
Okay, Mr. Rogers, I must have put the full stop instead of the comma, they say.
Yeah, you need to put a full stop after the share, not the others. If you want to go into F won't cut it, but F stop or whatever it is, code stop on the signature. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But your NZD, Ken, need a bit more data to give an opinion on that. However, what are we daily? Scrunch it a bit. Well, it's indecision today, indecision on Friday. Leave it alone is my decision on that one. Been a profit, and you're in one way or the other, going up or down, I don't know. Modify your stop, I suggest. Very rare I would say get the hell out of it. I'll say modify stop to protect yourself in case it continues in the direction you want it. Hope that's all clear. Good stuff.
Yes, mate. I feel like I've tied up my money and I want to get off it. I don't know. Do you think it can still manifest because it was a sell?
Well, I can go either way, to be honest. You can go either way. I can't. I'll be honest, I have no idea. I'll be honest with you, Ken. Whether it continues down or goes up, it's purely guesswork. I can't even say I've got a feeling it will come off. I don't have any feelings, anything. At this stage, I can honestly say I have not the slightest idea. That seems to be takes your chances and hope it comes right if you want to get out and release the money. because I know where you're coming from. Just don't see anything much happening. Popping down, popping up, tying your money up. Can't do anything else. Going nowhere fast. Get it. All I can suggest is you can get some traction to profit. Either take it or modify the stock to break even. And then if it goes further, you make profit. You're not going out without losing anything. It's like the best to come up with. But where that goes up on the day, can't tell. Never get where I do. But that tells me nothing at all. Nothing at all. No idea. Anyone to see something there? Let Ken know. I'm sure he'll be grateful. I can't see anything like that one. Either way. I won't be staggered if it goes back up there. I won't be staggered if it comes down there. So get lucky. Sorry, Matt, it's the best I can come up with. Can't even offer an opinion. Sorry. Doesn't often happen, I'm afraid, but that's one of them. I know you don't trade it much, just to mention, the FTSE and the GR30, at this stage, are only going to operate within spot trading hours, which is the 9 till 5 area hour time. Okay? Then it's not, you're not going to make much luck with it, but they're working on it for around the clock, like all the others. Okay. Okay. That's all clear. It's not a repeat. If you're not in it, don't care anyway. You don't trade it, who cares? I think something similar to Nick, but never trade anyway. So there's no detail on that. Just out of interest, we've opened up a couple more, not new ones, alternative names. Nat Gas, which is NGAS. WTI USD, which is WTI. US oil, which is Brent. Sorry, US oil, which is WTI USD. I don't know. And should have been UK oil. So I put it on there. UK oil, not yet oil. You should get a UK oil coming up. Not yet. UK oil probably come. That's Brent. What's the purpose of it? Some guy trying to crack over to obviously to quick trade our company, and they're used to doing XAU USD on there instead of gold. It's confusing them. Just to save the lack of confusion, just use both terminology. So if you like, you use WTI USD, WTI, well, US oil, same bloody thing, whatever you're comfortable with. Well, it's fundamentally driven. That's why we're all a bit nervous. Discussed a lot last week. Dollar yen could get some more downside on this. I wouldn't be chasing anyway. The only one I might chase with regards to the dollar at this stage is the pound. Even though it's a buy zone there, I get that. Prefer to sell a bit higher up, but I think that might be a situation we might get a pullback. But so I'm looking maybe around about these levels here. You get to about 70, 122.70 or slightly higher than that, I'll be looking to sell that down. Otherwise, leave it alone for the time being. Dollar yen, leave it alone. Aussie dollar you're in, should be in a fantastic profit, modify. Euro dollar, fantastic profit, modify. NZD, very good profit, modified. And that's it for the moment. I wouldn't be keen on the US dollar CAD or the Swiss at this stage of the game. So no, I quite like this one. I should follow that one. Thank you, Kuda. Let's see. Now, I'm still not particularly, as the guys know, that favours towards the UK currency at the moment. Fundamental problems like you won't believe. Again, what's happened is that the social programs cost a fortune. It's all very well to have a police force and a free dole, free welfare state, free medical, free God knows what else. But the money clearly is nothing for free. It's got to come from somewhere. And it's getting more and more people coming into the country and not, even if they got a job, they're not contributing much in tax. It's usually a lot of unskilled labor, which is, you know, they get a job, but there's no much tax being contributed. What pays for the tax money? You get it. There's a hell of a lot of people now coming in who are claiming the freebie should not pay for it. It's going to make a bit of a noise there. It's going to knock it off in a second. Most is nothing brilliant, probably know it anyway. Just reiterating it. So that's causing enormous hassle to the basically UK bank account, to the reserve. It's a bit like yourself. You keep buying stuff at 100 rand a month, 300 rand a month, 400 rand a month. And it's only 400 rand, it's only 250, it's only 100. Suddenly you find you add it all up. And that your income is only 10 and now 9 going out. You haven't got much disposable there. Same sort of principle. And it's heaving under the weight of like everywhere else in the West, borrowed money for very popular vote-capturing social services. But unfortunately, they have to be paid for. And the guys like in this country who want to go on strike, they work for the government, don't realize if they're in the private sector, never go on strike, they probably have to fire them, let them go, like they did with Dion and Gaiman, all these sort of guys. But they're not sufficiently knowledgeable to realize, all they know is it's hardly a living wage, we need some more. Well, unfortunately, it's not as simple as that. Like it's a human right to have this, that, and the other. It's not summed out of thin air. It's got to be found, and someone's got to pay for it. And the taxpayer's been squeezed, and the economy is not growing. So where's he going to borrow it? Then it's got to be paid back. So it's nice emotional about these rights. It's not fair and blah blah blah. But you've got to put it in together. If you want, someone's got to give, and there's no balance, then clearly it's going to be a problem. You know, and that's the situation at the moment. So, having said that, negative about the pound, hope you understand that. I like to sell this. Maybe we'll wait till tomorrow so you can get a confirmed candle opening below the 50 to sell it down, stop up here. We can get it stop up here somewhere. Yeah, we can get it stop up here somewhere and take it right down there. We'll do it. So it's coming down the moment. So I don't want to miss the bloody thing. But on the 4 hour, you can see it's got a couple of problems there. So don't chase it now. See if we can get a bounce up here somewhere. Maybe another, if it bounces up to 120, 112.60, I think we'll have an excellent short there. So Kieran, since it's your great idea, Kuda's great idea, I'm going to hand over responsibility to you to remind us if you're going to join us in the trading this afternoon or tomorrow morning, give an opportunity of a bounce, draw my attention to it, and I think there's a possibility of a damn good trade signal coming from it. Yeah. Thank you, Kuda. Yeah. I'm actually, yeah, not disagreeing about the trade there, Peony. It's just trying to get a better price. And you can see on the 4 hour, don't sell it now. It could get a bounce. Let's hope it does. Stop up there somewhere, take it down here. It should be in business. Few buyers are coming in, so no, don't chase it here. Get a better price near this sort of thing here. And that's all clear. That's about a lot of time in this business. It's all go, all patient, or sitting around waiting. Like rush to the meeting and then wait. Hurry up and wait. Fortunately. Okay, well, this sort of comments you made, I get the impression you've trained it before. Listen to what the man says. He's right. This is time to, unfortunately, boring that he is, but that patience required. And I am not the world's most patient, so I totally empathize, but unfortunately, probably the better thing to do. Okay, but these things you're throwing out looking good. Somebody might jump in on if we can come up with a good one. Somebody might miss, but certainly possibilities down the line. It's nice to have a few on the watch list waiting to jump in on. Look at Engas still coming off, unreal. A lot of possibilities on that. And as soon as we get the share thing, there's a lot of possibilities there, but we shall have to sit that out in the time being. Okay. I think you might find, well, we have got a couple of trades out today. You might find a bit of a quiet Monday coming in, even though we haven't got any big fundamentals. I'm just going to check to see what's happening during the week. Give me a second. Where's my economic calendar? Just give me a second. This week, just going to click on this week. Give me a moment. See things out the way so we can see what else is going on. Okay, Monday, pounds. Governor Bailey speaking. I don't know why he's speaking at 7 o'clock tonight. Maybe because the markets are closed there, so you can speak without jumping around the markets. That might be it. Tomorrow, anything major coming out tomorrow? Bailey speaking again tomorrow. To Governor Bailey of the UK, that is. GBP, Bank of England, whatever you want to call it. What else? Lagarde, she's the chair, the president, sorry, of the ECB, speaking again tomorrow afternoon. Nothing much else. Wednesday, just quickly give me a moment to see. Pretty quiet home sales values on Wednesday, maybe as well. I'm toppers for now. Oil inventories. What else? Thursday, like I mentioned, the interest rate decision Thursday at 3. Anything else? GDP on the US, that's fairly important. So we've got something on Thursday, and Friday, something came out in China, GDP on the pound. What else? God, why don't we get to it? Okay. Which is not hectic this week, but don't forget the 7th, which is it's going to be Friday week. Don't forget non-farms. I know it's Good Friday. Those who can make it, not away. I'll be doing the straddle trader. So we start just before 2 o'clock, about 1:45. We're ready for release at 2:30, and the same for the Wednesday the following week for the CPI, but you'll update it close to the time. When you do AUD, yeah, if you like, CPI on that's a good point. Quickly shoot through. Yeah. So there we are, some stuff on the Aussie. Okay, right, okay. Bit boring start to the week, but let's see if any of our trades are coming right. Yes, the gold's coming on. Good stuff. What's the other one? NZDCAD. That was another one. That was a buy, 84.90. Haven't quite got there yet. So anyone take that trade, or you're waiting for a buy limit? So we haven't got in that one so far. Hadn't retraced enough. If anyone's got it now, just let me know. We can check it out. Okay, but that's. Did anyone take this one or put in the buy limit to get a better price? Anyone take this one? Buy limit. Do you see why the buy limit was there? Anyone go in at market on this one? Okay, Howard, your Kifedi.com's going at market. See how it goes. I don't know what price you got in. Seem to be hovering around there. Have you got a reasonable price on it? Tempting that it might be, or you might again half in and half later on as a better price. But I give it its due. 85 needs to be patient on this, but 85 seems to be holding. If it goes just below and starts popping up, it might be worth taking and not worth missing the trade, just for a few pips. You know what I mean? As long as you went in because you saw the price. If you went, that's your choice. One of what does worry me a bit, they see a trade, they jump in. They don't look at the entry price. They don't look if it's going at market and it's a better price to put a buy stop if it's incorrect, or they see it's a pending order at a better price. So it says 84.90. That's clearly this is a higher price. We're buying it. It's the worst price. If you're shorting, it'd be a better price. Now look at it and understand them, not just jump in. I'm trying to get with people who overall be great, but if we can get guys in the trading room to get the knowledge to be able to read it and understand why. Everyone says, I want to have financial freedom, I want to be in control, but when they are given the chance to be in control, they tend to go back and just follow. We don't want the parrot fashion stuff. We want you to go and look at it, say, shall I go in there now? That's my choice. Should I go half in? That's my choice. Shall I wait for a better one with a buy limit? That's my choice. Or blah, blah, blah. Or hang on, it's a better price. I'm going to sell at this price because it's a better price than the short on the signal. Those are things I want people to come back and make those decisions on. That's fine. They just went in because they saw the signal, never mind, whatever, and that's the end of that. Didn't even understand how to work out the risk properly. Those are the guys you've got to work on, because those mistakes you can do something about. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying, Tommy? Did you read the signal and make your choice, or just jump in? Be honest now. Well, if you want to do it, you know how to do that, Karen. You just put it in the my limit, you know how to do that. If you don't show you, but I assume you do it. Be honest now, Tommy. Did you just take it because it was there, or did you say, I'm not going to wait because I think it's good, or whatever? Be honest now. Yeah, but you've done it a while. I expect that. You made that choice. I've done it many times myself. My point is, did a person just jump in because there it was, or did they work it out? That's what I'm trying to ascertain. Not trying to pick on. Be honest now. Did you do that? And then you can learn. So we can't. If you know, too embarrassed to say it. The trouble is, people can never ever say really what they mean or anything as it is. They always think of what would that person like to hear, and it's so ages to try and fiddle way through it. Like the other guy who was trying to work out what was the risk he wanted to take, and he put down, I think it's $2.5 grand. And I said, if you want to risk 2.5 grand, you need about 100 grand, but they knew he hadn't. So how much you got? I said 500. So why do you make a statement like that? And I'll be honest, it irritates me. Get it, bloody well do it. Come straight. I try to come clean, you come clean. Don't say, oh, well, I want to risk 10 grand. You got 2 grand. You're wasting your time, you're wasting my time and everyone else's. Rather be up front and be on it. Okay, as long as you thought that out. That's the main thing. That's what I'm trying to say. You put a buy limit. See, you know what you're doing. This is what we're trying to do. Because there's too many people wanting rewards, making no effort, just jumping in and then complaining afterwards. And it's very difficult not to take the mickey, to be honest, because that's just bloody silly. Not do themselves any favors there. Okay. GBP CAD. Up again. This can't get going, can it? This play. It's now starting to really great. It's not coming right. It's still in profit. I get it for some, but just I thought this time through it might break through. Come on. Every time it tries to break through the round figure, does a jump. I think you just have to ignore it and keep patient. And always remember, guys, as I've said many times, make sure any trade, you've got to have enough free margin to maintain the ups and downs of the noise of that trade. If you don't, you're going to get margin. Remember that. If you don't have enough money, then don't trade until you have some money. Do not think you put in squat, get a lot out. I'm sorry to go on about it, but it seems to be the problem of most of the uneducated world. It's continually thinking something for nothing. Save you a lot of time, hassle, and anxiety. It doesn't exist. So it profits the guy selling you. That's all it does. A lot of things are a bit quiet on top at the moment. That's the problem. Okay. Don't forget to mention before, save your charts. If you haven't, just save the template. Okay. And then when you have lost your charts, you go to templates and there they are saved. Don't forget that. Don't forget, everyone, properties on it, just left click, right click, left click on specifications, gives you the margin, contract size. You've got to understand what that means. No good having the information of what it means. Somebody come back from Botswana. Hi, Osborne. Welcome back. I think you're the same gentleman from Botswana I met up when I was up there, sorry, in July. Welcome back, if it's the same person. What we're looking at now on the GBP CAD, yeah, I think so, yeah. What's he looking at? Sorry, could it? What the hell are we looking at? We're on the screen, Rod, you dickhead. Sorry, quite right, beg your pardon. You mean this one? Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I've now must be being stupid. Mine was still on gold. I'm so sorry. Yeah, yeah, I absolutely do, yeah. Put it up for you, actually. Just to make sure if you want to get in. Why not? Let's get this thing going. What do you got? Estelle, let's leave Estelle, the previous one. 69.50. It's a bit high, that. So we'll use that one there. 68.34. That's good enough. And then what we do the TP, 66.50. That clearly is incorrect. So look, you do a wider stop. That's complete nonsense. 60. Sorry, it's the wrong one. 60. Make it 69.20. Really, now make it 69.10. That's better. Do those figures. There you are. I don't want money you got, Kuda. That's 130 bucks. So don't do it under. You got less than 1,500 rand. Don't do it. You'll be overexposed. Okay. Just remember 10%. If you start going over 10%, you're overexposed. Remember the worldwide norm is 2%. 10% is stretching it, but you have no choice on small amounts. But don't start putting 20%. You very like get margin call. even if the trade is correct. Or put some money in, do it properly. Oh, we understand that, yeah, good. So a lot of guys says, yeah, they got that Goldman Sachs, they got much tighter spreads than you. Well, if you start putting billions of dollars in, we'll give you tighter spreads. Economy of scale. Don't forget, I know it's tough, yeah, I know that. It's, yeah. What was it? The economy didn't grow at all, and you need 5% just to stand still. Yeah, load shedding is down a bit, still there, but it's a lot quieter over the weekend and now. You all got that? Can I knock it off? You get me on this one. You may even get a bit better price. I'm seeing a bit of downside on this one, but we'll leave for that. Okay. NZD, had anything happening there? It might be worth it actually. I'm thinking, yeah, I'll just sort of jump in myself. I've got to buy a limit at this area here, 84.90. Oh, later I'll wait till 11 o'clock. I might just jump in and hell with it. The goal's coming right. It wasn't long ago anyway. Back again. Thought starting to come right. We got it at 19, just below. I got 1970. Good as bad. Scratch below that. GBP JPY for a buy. Thank you, Tommy, for the idea. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, I'm sticking to that, but if it doesn't get going, patience might kick me in and going anywhere. Well, yeah, it's my problem. Okay, a buy. No, more of a sell on this one. Why are we looking at buy? The pound's still pretty strong. Pound looking pretty weak. We've got a sell on at GBP CAD. I'm not so sure I would be buying this. And technically speaking, it's a sell. I quite like the idea actually in Tommy. I like the trade idea, but I think it's more likely for a sell than a buy. So here we come to situation. Tommy likes a buy, and I quite like this as a sell. So who likes? Or leave it alone, obviously. But other than that, maybe we get some people supporting Tommy, and some people might support myself. Who knows? And we can get two ideas out and see how it goes. Eh? But first of all, we'll look at the buy. Who would like to go for a buy on this one? When's that? Tomorrow, isn't it? Just remind me on that. Is it coming out tomorrow? Tuesday, JPY. When's it coming out, the JPY? CPI is coming out on Friday. It's a long time. No, nothing major coming out at the moment. Oh, hang on. JPY. Oh, what's his name? Kuroda. I would say it begins with K. What's his name? Kuroda. It's not that difficult, Roger. Kuroda. Now, remind me if I forget. You guys are good with languages. Kuroda. I call him Governor K. BOJ Governor, Bank of Japan Governor, Kuroda. He's speaking tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Might have a point there, actually. Pity, I like that trade. For a short, that is. Pity. I have to say, I like it. You like the buy on it. I think Tony might have a point there. 6 o'clock's not that far away. I haven't said that. I think it's going to be positive. So I like this trade. We're going to talk ourselves into it as a short. But then Sitambili likes it as a long. Anyone want to do this trade? Either way, please let me know. I'll unmute if you want to chit chat on it. So you can chit chat on it, post there. What do you reckon? No, it's supposed to work. If you've got a problem with this life channel, as I said, take it up with the trading live chat and trading support, technical support. Okay. It shouldn't be on the grey, no. Nothing wrong with that. On my side, anyway. So, yeah, anybody want to do this trade either way? So, definitely want to buy. We'll start off with that because you put your hand up first. and who was it? Tombi. So start for the buy. Where can we put the stop? Maybe down there, maybe 100 pips away. TP, take it up to there. 162.40, so you get something there. There you are. Who wants to do that? Maybe slightly tight. It's not. There you are. Who wants to do that trade? You got some support there, Tombi. Anyone else want to support Tombi on the buy? I'm up 4. Don't know what that means. You're up for it, meaning you want to buy it. I'll put it down as a buy if one more person wants support Tombi on that. Then we'll try to sell one. Mandla like. You're getting some support there, Tombi. Let's give me a second to write this down. Call it 60. GBP, JPY, 5. 160.60. 159.65 and 162.40. How much is it? 140. 140 a micro. That's Tombi. I like it as a short, so I'll put mine down now. That's me. GBP. 160.60. Where do I put the stop? Will be a short. I'll put the stop C up here. $161.40. And the TP down to there, I'll just say 159. Make that one 161.40 and make it a straight 159. There we are. There we are. So that'll be stop loss one split wider, 61.90 and 158.50. $170 the risk on that one for micro. I think so, yeah. I'll come back in a moment. Who wants to do this one? As you do that, just check what the price is. Is that buy? GBP, yeah, buy, that's right. NZD GBP. CAD, sorry. What the hell was it? Forgot. NZD CAD. Yeah, I think so. No, hang on. That one's a buy limit. If you notice, read Empo, read the signal. It's we want to get in a better price. We want to get in at 84.90. So you can put a buy limit on that one, and all the rest information is on the signal. That trade hasn't been triggered yet. You can see if you look at the EP, which is the buy. EP buy, EP entry point, get the idea. Check the signal out, read it through, work out your volume willing to risk, and then if you want to put a buy limit in, you can. If you want to go in market, you have to rework the risk reward and the risk amounts, because you're getting 18 pips above the signal. So there's your little bit of homework for it. That's I'm pro sell on this one, yeah. I got that, but good stuff. So that's mine. Anyone who wants to support the sell on this? Got a couple of you and a couple others supporting Tombi. How about anyone might take an opposite point of view? I've got them both down now. Who wants to see a sell on this one? Not a leave it alone, but a sell. Must admit your buy's doing all right. The moment it's going up as we speak, eh? So at the moment your buy's doing quite well. They're up a few pips. You'll take this one as a sell. You can take it as a sell. We're going to get a better price. So I'm just going to put that back up as a better price. Now it's only 160 bucks. A micro, and you'll be getting it 75. Leave the stop loss in TP. So hovering around and waiting, if you like it, getting a better price. So there we are. Okay, so we've got a few supporters on the sell and a couple of guys on the buy. See how it works out. Okay, good stuff. It's nice to get that going, which means it's encouraging people to have their own ideas and own opinions. Shows they're thinking and working it out and getting their own ideas, becoming independent. Still need us. We're not talking way out of a job here, but it means, you know, quite frankly, helps me as well, because then gives me some thought. Okay, give you a moment too, if you like that one, to write it down. Just give you a moment or two. Okay, Gerard, no problem. Knock that off. I should look at the NAS at the moment. Broadly speaking, that's a fantastic area to short it. I'm just wary of the NAS at the moment. If you're in it, be a little bit careful. The reason is it's nothing to do with the technicals at this stage of the game. It's last pressure on bank problems against inflation problems. They're tussling at two opposing areas. Personally speaking, I'd rather have a slight higher inflation with the banks being a little bit sorted. But economic, not because I like the banks or liking or disliking. So I'm leaning personally toward that would be better, but see how it works out. So be careful until we get something resolved going forward as what is going to be happening as regards the interest rates start to ease off or something in that line. The last thing we want to do is another bank having a problem. We're all talking now about guaranteeing deposits, even when they're higher and even in smaller banks. Where they get the money from to do that, I do not know. But I do know that borrow more, print more, normal bloody story. But it just now defers the idea of being prudent and taking out insurance. You know what I mean? This is the problem. Guys who look after money, take out insurance, do it properly, now getting penalized because they're giving the same rights as somebody who just didn't bother. Too many people, unfortunately, you know, requiring rather than giving. Givers are getting a little bit fed up, I think. Okay, right. Just have a quick check of the other stuff. Anybody still in the AUD USD? Do you have obviously modified? Just let me know. If you're not, well, relevant. Anyone still in the Euro USD? Again, modify. I'll discuss that if you are. Should be a nice profit. NZD, same thing. USD. Clearly it's doing okay, very well, in fact. Modify. But I don't want to keep going back to it if nobody's still in it. Should be. A few people should be. And if they're not, often find to take the profit too quickly again. And that's causing an issue because you've got to win so many to make up for your bad one. Because you're holding on to your losses and making a 100-unit loss and taking 30 pip or 30 unit, or whatever you want to call it, profit. So you've got to win more than you lose, which should be not the way to do it. Okay, gold. Hope you understand what I mean by that. Hovering, it's not bad, it's hovering. And of course, the NZD CAD's a bit slow. We'll try to get there. Hovering. I think 85 might hold. Maybe I will jump in. We'll see. And what was the other one? GBP CAD is still hovering, popping up a bit. So joined a bit late, might come right with a better one. Just needs to get going. A bit quiet for now. Bit quiet overall. A lot of it fundamentally driven the wait and see approach. Just so you're all aware of that. Any questions on what I've been talking about, even though Farney and Etienne might know it, some of the other guys might not. Whole idea is for everyone in the trading room to get the basics idea so we're all on the same page. And it doesn't take long to explain. This is not great brain stuff, by the way. Don't have to worry. Any questions? DAX for long. Remember the DAX at this stage to get the DX feed sorted out worldwide will be closing at 9 till 5. It's not going to be going around the clock. Just bear that in mind. Okay. Now, if you want to long it, I'm just mentioned I'm a little bit nervous of what's happening in the US markets, and they tend to follow me. So on that basis, I personally will stand aside. And remember, it does not go around the clock till that's sorted. When it will be, I have no idea. So the NAS goes around the clock. This doesn't, number one. And number two, if the NAS goes up, that probably will. If NAS comes off, that will probably follow. So if you think NAS is going to go up, maybe better do the NAS instead, but your choice. I can't make a call on that. Look at the candle. That doesn't give me a, on the daily, let's look at the weekly if you like. Not much telling me there. 4 hour. Tells me nothing there, etc. In fact, it might come off from there if anything on the hourly. No, neither one or the other. I'm a big time capital letters LIA on that. So leaving your capable hands, Mr. Joubert. Joubert, I should say. What do you think, Farney? Do you think you should buy the DAX here?
Hi, Roger. I'm a little bit concerned with regards to the fact that the data that we receive will be cut off. So for me, it increased the risk. I'm sitting with a situation with knocked out on all of that shares from last week. So I'm not in a very good space at this point in time.
Yeah, Farley, I mentioned it earlier on. Go to the Quick Trade website with the plates. You might get sorted on that. Okay.
Thank you. I've lodged a ticket and I sent my concerns. So I'm just waiting for a reply. I've done that Friday morning, 8 o'clock.
Okay. Is your name Stephanus?
Yeah, yes.
Stephanus Murray. Yeah, it came up. I can't guarantee it, but I think you'll come right on that. I don't want to encourage by giving you too much more. I think you know what I mean. I think you'll come right on that. Okay.
No, great stuff. Because
didn't come from me. Don't say Roger said that. I have no control of it. I'm just saying, better for you. I think you'll come right on those because it's unfair. It's not your fault. So I think you'll come right on that. So
no, it's not a problem. My concern is that I went into Amazon again on Friday evening with the same differentiation. So I wasn't blocked that I couldn't take the trade. So that's another problem.
Oh, well, I do about that because you went in. Well, you shouldn't have done that. You should have seen it's a $7 spread. I'm not touching it. You might not have spotted that. We've all made that mistake. Whether they're there or not, I do not know. But the guys are knocked out. That says 98, and you're shorting it, and you got 107 stop. And this thing said 120, which is clearly ridiculous. They might sort you. That one I can't say they will because that was clearly in front of you when you did it. You know what I mean? A more wider spread with something like Tesla. No, it was another one. It was ridiculous.
Same one, yeah.
Yeah, Microsoft, like 30 pips spread is ridiculous. So if you'd already gone in with a $1 spread and that happened and you had a $20 stop or a $10 stop, clearly you wouldn't have a $30 stop on that. It'd be ridiculous. That would have taken you out incorrectly. They would have sorted you. Amazon, I don't know. We'll have to see. But hopefully you're safe. But going back to the German 30 or the DAX, what do you want to call it? Why would you? That's the point. You got the NAS, it follows the NAS. Even if you got more money, you can do a full one. Well, do a full one on the NAS and it goes around the clock. You go to the German 30 and at 5 o'clock, you can't touch it till 9 o'clock the next day. When you got an alternative one like the NAS or the Dow, why would you do that? I can't see why you would. And I wouldn't even buying or selling it now, even if you can get around the clock, why would I? I can't see why I would anyway. But if I did, and I saw the possibility of, let's say, up or downside there, I'd rather go to the US one, because that leads the way, number one. And number two is, well, that's probably number two. Number one, it's open 24/7. This one bloody well ain't. What would be what for? So yeah, I'd agree totally on that. I would discourage you to touch this until we got 24/7 back on.
Yeah, and the other thing is the DAS, the Nasdaq is I'm in a short since the 17th, and it's just going nowhere. So at this point in time, it's in a range.
Yeah, I know, but that's nothing to do with the technicals or anything like that. And that's just purely because, as I mentioned, the bank problem and the inflation problem have two opposing requirements. To put inflation down, you've got to increase interest rates. To sort out banks, you've got to decrease them. And that is an opposing area of fighting it out. That's why I got out of my NAS. It was a bit of a profit, not much, and I got out. It was a short, clearly, and I got out of it and let it run. It did drop a bit further down to 12.6, I mean, 12.6, 70, 80, I don't know. But I was out a little bit sort of higher than that, and I've left it. It jumped up to 12.8 this morning. If you're in, stick with it, sure, you got the spot contained, stick with the strategy, but I wouldn't be going in until they get this sort of situation worldwide economically, which way they're going to go on it. And I need more updates before I feel comfortable re-enter that. It is same marriage, those reasons, yeah. Okay.
Roger,
No.
just the other
No.
thing is when I took Friday evening that Amazon trade on a short, at that point in time, the differentiation between the two was jumping, but it was $2.
So
And
it closed on Friday with this spread, is that what you said?
Yeah. And then when I see it start jumping, it's going up to 103, 104. I changed my stop loss up to 107. Just to make sure that I'm not being caught in the same situation. But definitely at one point in time, when I took the trade round about, what was it, 1725, the differentiation was less than two shares.
I'm going to be honest with you, Fardy, off the record, I'll be honest with you, they'll probably sort you out because they'll probably believe you're a regular client, you're a regular tender, and your affiliate and the rest of it. They might even sort you out on that because that's a good. I personally, if I own Quick Trade, I would believe you. A lot of people BS, but I believe you when you said it's a $2 spread. Now, clear that's 7. That's out of the question. So we're not got the problem yet. It might open down, but if it does open down and the spread opens up to 110 and the sell or the bid goes down to 96, then you'd be stopped out and you almost certainly will be helped on that basis, just so you know. That was one of the major problems I know in the day of JSE. The guys didn't realize opening up in the morning, JSE, they have very wide spreads and they might go in with something, let's say 100 Rand sell, 110 Rand stop loss, and let's say it closes at 104, quite slightly down, you know, okay, so it happens. And then it opens up with a spread 115. Then after 5 minutes, the spread closes and they were knocked out on the gap of the spread. I used to say quite simply knocked out on the spread. And the reason is it's quite legal, no longer fee, is just because there's an enormous amount of people opening and closing on the spot price on opening because there was no futures on there, only spot price. And try to get people who join the trade more educated and understand that, rather modify your stop near close out the way and then modify it back again on opening so you don't get knocked out on this wide opening spread, which closes usually in the first 5, 6, 7 minutes or so. And they became aware of it and took that trouble out. This is nothing to do with it, it's just data feed problem. Because one of them had a ridiculous one, about $100. What the hell, I can't remember which it was. I was looking at it, it was bloody ridiculous. Maybe they've evened up a bit so far, maybe been playing around with it. It was something absolutely out ridiculous. It's about $100 spread and a $200 share. Yeah, cleared some of that out. But anyway, all I can say is you know that problem. You've gone through the correct methods. as you would, that's sort of first year, right, good to hear. You probably get sorted, put your mind in, the quicker they get onto it, the better.
Thank
Good.
you.
Yeah. It's easy for me to talk, but it's not my company. If it's my company, I can talk, but it ain't. So I'm just saying what they like to do.
No, just thank you for the feedback. At least they're looking at it, and I was sure they will. So I'm happy with the
I know
response.
they will. I know they will. I'm telling you right now, Jark, I have to say, works long hours in doing that. Give him his due. He puts the bloody hours in. Someone gets sleepless nights. I just want to read somebody that might be applicable on that. Just been flashed to me here. All your CFD symbols change on. Oh, it's nothing to do with it. Okay, that's nothing to do with it. Just that some of the symbols will be changed on opening. We'll worry about that at 4 o'clock. So don't worry about that. No, never mind. Ignore that. Okay, right. Just have a quick final. Okay, it's a bit quiet now till later on. Sorry, guys. I know you know. Just to repeat it, you are going to get days with plenty of action. And get days with what happens, quieter days. Just have to accept it's part of the market. I can help you control what the DXY is and position sizing and all that sort of thing and what's happening economic front. I can't control what happens with the market, unfortunately. Then I really would be a guru of no take, but I can't. Because sometimes, unfortunately, boy, it's got to be patient. And just remember, try to modify around, take your and not too close, but taking your profits too close, too quickly. There's too many guys doing let's say a 2-to-1 risk reward and grabbing it after it before it's even a 1-to-1 risk reward because the up and down noise gets to your head. Easier said than done. Took me a while to sort of get the hang of that. So I don't blame you if you do. Try and sort of bear that in mind. Try and get 100 unit profit and 50, 60 unit loss rather than 100 unit losses and 30 and 20 bit profits. And you people, through emotions, one of the biggest thing. I mean, he's not on today, but he brought one of his relations in on it and grabbed a profit because you got too excited and stressed the first time or whatever, and it wasn't very much. And then to find out he did a lot better. So yeah, just give the trade a chance. And always remember, how long am I going to be in? My answer always, I haven't got a cooking clue. Nobody has. It could be slow, it could be fast. The market is made up, I remember, millions and millions of people with different strategies, different amounts, different emotions, different cultures all over the world. The up and down will always be there. Somehow you've got to somehow say, I'll handle it. Look, I've got trades running. You can't even see them. I want to concentrate on what I'm doing, not watching bloody trades and I can't think straight. Let the trade run. You've got your strategy, let it run. If it goes, you've worked out your volume, you're stopped out. This continual panicking affects the mind, usually to your detriment. Just remember that. Yeah. And there's nothing I'm getting clever on. I've gone through all this myself, so I know. Still do it occasionally. We're all human, but get better at it. Okay, let's have a look. What we got out at the moment? Gold. Gold, what's it doing? It's disappointing, but it's not terrible. Are we in that NZD one, CAD? Not yet. I might jump it up and take the bloody thing. I don't know. I'll see. It's very quiet at the moment, maybe later on. GBP JPY, a buy and a sell on that one. Got in. You guys got in the buy at 60. We got in the sell at 75. Not quite the same, but look at it anyway. GBP JPY. It's about even Steven for the sellers. Slight profit for the buyers. See how that works out. We'll have another look at it for. Just bear in mind the fundamentals of controlling all things out there. Don't get too cute and read the signal. Don't forget, when you get it, read the signal. And you shouldn't be asking, is it too late to go in or too early or whatever? No, read the signal. If the ship has sailed, then the ship has sailed. If it's sailed by a little bit, it might be worth taking. If it's a better price, go in at market than the signal. If it's a worse price, then maybe go buy or sell limit, depending which way it's going. Do not put a sell stop. It's a better buy stop at a better price. Go in at market because it is a better price. Understand that differential and take it from there. Look at the EP and look at the market price is. Remember, we come up with it, then they've got to send it out, and that takes a few minutes. The market won't wait for us, so just bear that in mind. It might be obvious, but nerves come in and we forget that. Look at the signal, make sure your risk is right, and then apply it if you're happy with it, or discuss in the trading room, 100%. Okay, got it, guys. That's what we're here for. You have an edge if you come in here because you're learning why. Most guys don't know why, and that's where the problem comes in. And please, if you can, don't put a lot of them, at least have enough money in your account so you can diversify. Trouble with small money, you put all your eggs in one basket because you don't have enough capital to spread the risk. You have to go in at one because you can't afford to go in 2 or 3. That's the whole idea of introducing a VIP. Not because we're snotty or VIP or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It means trying to get people with more money in so they can get more signals and they can diversify. Okay. You can't, but if you can, better. It's going to be an uphill struggle for undercapitalizing any business you're in. Ask anyone who's got a business, they'll understand that. This is a business. That's also true. But you see, as you see, Marius, you're thinking, a lot of it's common sense actually, but at least you're thinking and put into action. Well, you've had a bit of practice and you're on it. And you've got a bit of time, to be fair as well. But absolutely. This is not mathematical ingenuity, this both is just basic arithmetic. Absolutely, I agree. Yeah. But I don't agree unless you're scalping or whatever. Make sure you have a tight spread when you scalp. It's a wide spread. You can't. I would go for 20 pip stop. Horribly knocked out the noise, and you got the trade right. Just bear that in mind. Too tight a stop, very irritating to get knocked out, and it shoots off in the right direction, which is your direction. Just bear that in mind. Okay, guys, we reiterate that. I repeat it a lot ad nauseum. It'll bore the guys who know it, but newer guys coming all the time, and often a reminder helps. Okay. All right, guys, thanks very much indeed. We'll see how these trades work out. Not much happening on the economic front today, so markets open up as 3, and we'll be going at 4 and see what we can look at. And maybe we can start getting this thing sorted out with the feed, the international feed. But as long as you understand it's not us, it's a worldwide thing at the moment. Okay, cheers, guys. Go well. See you later. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers, guys.